Scene 1. The alchemy of the gangs. A split screen. On the left, a glowing stylized telescope highlighting elegant physical equations. On the right, a giant concrete blender dumping thousands of dusty folders labeled SCI journal volume into a shredder. Superimposed text. Theoretical primacy versus experimental alchemy. In true science, theory is supreme. The primary mission of scientific inquiry is to understand the core principles, construct rigorous logical models, and elevate our theoretical grasp of the universe. Science is not a repetitive, mind-numbing game of data stacking. It is not an empirical alchemy that blindly cooks materials in a lab without mathematical comprehension. Yet today, modern academia has completely lost its soul. It has traded the clean light of theoretical deduction for a profitable corporate game, an assembly line of sycophants, citation printing cartels, and institutional compliance. Scene 2. The rules of the academic game. Animated flowchart showing how an original paper is blocked by peer review gatekeepers, while copy-pasted, incremental papers sail through. Text overlay. SSRN 5684404, How Science Lost Its Way. In Yue Liu's groundbreaking treatise, From Academic Research to Academic Games, he exposes the unspoken code of the scientific establishment. In modern academia, you are strictly forbidden from completely refuting mainstream delusions. If you find a massive systematic error in standard literature, you cannot simply say, "This is mathematically wrong." The gatekeepers require you to bow. They force you to write, "The mainstream paradigm is outstanding and beautiful. We are merely offering a polite, humble, minor recommendation." Why? Because the peer review system does not exist to find truth. It exists to protect the reputation of dominant cartels. The SCI impact factor has become a weaponized currency, rewarding those who flatter the monarchs of journals while strangling real intellectual resistance. Scene 3. Confronting the fear of retaliation. A gritty dark screen with typewriter-styled quotes glowing in white and amber. Experts were just too timid to take a stand. Harvard Retraction case. Publishing the criticism had crossed a line and he should never do it again. Nature, S. Vizier. The fear of retaliation is real, suffocating, and absolute. In her editorial, in Nature, Samin Vizier shared a private message from a bruised postdoc. He had published an accurate, necessary, and measured critique pointing out fatal errors in a prominent researcher's paper. His reward? His advisor threatened him, telling him he had crossed a line and must never publish critiques again. When Harvard University called for the retraction of dozens of fraudulent papers by a famed cardiologist, co-scholars admitted they knew about the fabrication for a decade, but experts were simply too timid to take a stand. By punishing, blacklisting, and filtering out the righteous, the system operates a Darwinian counter-selection. High-integrity truth seekers are expelled. What is left behind is a class of flatterers, academic politicians, and cowards. They comfortably reign over prestigious departments, parading their intellectual bankruptcy while real scientific discovery grinds to a halt. It is the rule of the academic gangsters. Scene 4. The new dark eras of censorship. Zoom in on actual peer review. Feedback letters from journals with red circles around text like, "Every research is relatively correct according to the era. Be more polite." This is the new dark age. As Yue Liu demonstrated in his paper SSRN 5679442, modern academic publishing operates the most autocratic censorship machine in scientific history. When gatekeepers cannot refute your wave mechanics, they complain about your tone. When you present an absolute mathematical proof that the standard microwave absorption formula violates electromagnetism, they claim, "Every research is relatively correct or wrong according to the era. Please write more politely." They attempt to replace absolute physical laws with postmodern relativism. They tell you that Nobel laureate Honjo Tasuku was merely exaggerating when he warned that 90% of views published in top CNS journals are false. This tone policing is a desperate firewall designed to prevent the collapse of their citation castles. Scene 5. The Embers of Truth. The frame returns to a clean, elegant dark mode screen showing Yue Liu's SSRN preprint library and Substack URL, ueliosd.substack.com. But truth cannot be indefinitely policed. The universe is not governed by peer-reviewed consensus. It is governed by Maxwell's equations, thermodynamic limits, and mathematical logic. We must have the courage to demand theoretical rigor over experimental alchemy. We must stand with the error detectors and the theoretical whistleblowers who refuse to let academic gangsters dictate the boundaries of human knowledge. Visit the links below to read Yue Liu's full preprints on SSRN and his unedited essays on Substack. Stand up for scientific integrity, reclaim theoretical primacy, and let us end this dark age of academic games. Thank you for listening.